Welcome to 5 signs that you're meant to work with the angels. I am so happy that you are here. I'm Courtney Fay Long, angel communicator, and this is going to be a magical healing experience today where I want to share with you these 5 signs that the angels are calling you, that you're meant to work with them in some capacity, whether that is through healing work one-on-one, whether it's through teaching, whether it's through leading guided meditations or teaching retreats, or who knows, we shall see. But this is a really important topic right now. And I do invite you to be very present. It's easy during a webinar to multitask, to check our phones, to do who knows what. And I invite you to be right here, right now, and to just allow yourself to be open to the magic of this experience, as well as be open to any insights that come to you, because we're going to do a little opening meditation in a few minutes, and we are going to call in your angels, and your angels are going to be talking to you throughout this whole experience. So I'm going to invite you to stay very relaxed, very open-minded, open-hearted, so that you can hear those insights or feel the intuitive guidance as it comes in. And you might want to have paper and pen nearby so you can take notes. Here's what we're going to cover: how to know if the angels are calling you to work with them, whether through teaching, facilitating meditations, or even working with clients one-on-one. Why 2020 is the year, big time, to step up and share your gifts with more people. And also why 2020 is the year to actually make money and make a difference, to heal any money blocks if you have them, especially if you want to help others, but you feel like you shouldn't receive money as you do that. We're going to talk all about that today. But 2020 is asking us and actually demanding from us that we step it up. The planet needs our help. I'm also going to be sharing with you a sacred opportunity to become certified by me as an Archangel Activation Facilitator. If that is something that speaks to you, I'll share all about what that is, what that means. And also stay on as long as you can, stay on to the end, because you're going to receive a free gift. Everyone will receive a bonus guided meditation, my Connect with the Angels guided meditation. And when you stay on till the end, you'll be entered into a drawing to possibly receive an intuitive angel reading with Donna Christ, who is my client care specialist and intuitive team member, and Donna extraordinaire. She is amazing. And she's here with us right now, supporting you in this experience. So she'll be in the chat box. And Donna, do you want to say hi?
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm happy you're here too. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat box, and I will copy and paste so that when we get to the Q&A, I can present them to Courtney. So
Awesome. Thank
enjoy.
you, Donna. Thank you so much. And Donna does amazing intuitive reading. So one person that's live on the webinar is going to receive this complimentary reading, which is awesome. And we'll also have time for Q&A too. So lots of goodness ahead. But before we dive into the goodness, let's call on the angels. We're going to do a short opening meditation, call on the angels, and really feel their energy in this moment. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a nice deep breath. And as you're breathing, imagine that you're breathing in love. Breathing in love, which is within you and all around you. And on your exhales, let go of any tension, any busy thoughts. Imagine that you can exhale those thoughts away, just like a gust of wind. Exhaling away the stress, the thoughts, and just letting the wind carry them away. Beautiful. Just give yourself permission to be right here, right now. And take a moment to notice the surface beneath you, whether you're sitting on a chair or out in nature, wherever you are. Notice the surface beneath you. And notice how that surface supports you, how your body can just relax into that surface. And similarly, your angels support you, the guardian angels, the archangels, they all support you. So we're going to call on, first of all, we'll call on the beautiful energy of the divine, whether you call that God, source, spirit, universe, whatever words resonate with you. We call on the divine and we declare this as a safe, sacred space of love and joy. We call on your higher self, the light of your soul. And we just set the intention that something magical is going to unfold for you today. Life-changing ahas, insights, energy, love, inspiration, something magical will unfold for you today. And from here, we call on your guardian angels. And we ask your guardian angels to come close and just circle around you. And as we call on your guardian angels, just stay comfortable and relaxed, and you might feel their presence around your body. You might even feel like you're just imagining, and that's okay too. Sometimes it feels like that. Just feel the presence of your guardian angels around you. You might feel their temperature or their sweetness. You might even just have a knowing that they're right there. Good. And feel the support. Feel how they're there to help you. They want the best for you. And just take a deep breath. Good. And now we call on Archangel Michael. We ask Archangel Michael to bring his presence of confidence and strength. And we ask Archangel Michael to place a big bubble of purple blue light around all of us, just protecting the sacred space. And then we call on all the archangels that are here to help us. Archangel Haniel, Jophiel, Raphael, Uriel, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Gabriel, and Galadriel. And we just open up the space to all the angels that want to be here and support us today. All the angels aligned with love and light and the highest good. Beautiful. And just breathe and feel and enjoy this beautiful, loving energy. Beautiful. And I'm going to invite you to keep feeling that. I can feel from the angels, they're saying, let's get this party started. So whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and you'll keep feeling the angels, but I've got a lot to share. So they're nudging me to get going. So whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes, but keep feeling the angels' presence. And as I said, my name is Courtney Fay Long, and I'm an angel communicator and intuitive. And I'm also a master's level social worker and author and speaker. And I'm also the creator of Mariposa Sacred Sexuality. And I have been working with the angels for almost 10 years now. And before I was working with the angels, I was working as a life coach and as a certified hypnotherapist. And I was teaching workshops, and I would teach all these spiritual topics, but never anything about angels. And my intuition guided me very strongly to get certified to work with the angels. It was almost 10 years ago now. I was certified by Doreen Virtue. And I went to Hawaii and learned how to work with the angels. And at the time, I thought I was just doing it for fun. I thought I was going to keep it secret, never tell my clients. But once I got back from Hawaii, I felt very strongly guided to start offering intuitive angel readings. And then 9 months later, I was guided to teach my first angel class. And I couldn't believe how many people were interested in the angels. And my own joy and interest in the angels kept expanding. And then as I started teaching about the angels, my business started expanding and I was able to help so many people. And as soon as I started teaching about the angels, my workshop attendance tripled, literally tripled. And it was such an amazing experience for me. And little did I know that my life purpose involved working with angels. Like, even if you'd asked me 20 years ago about angels, I would have not even known what you were talking about. I'd be like, oh, yeah, angels are Christmas ornaments or pictures on my aunt's wall because my aunt loves angels. I didn't understand that we can actually communicate with angels. But angels are the energy of pure love and light. And they're not far away in some far away place. They are all around us. They're all around us in a higher vibration and a higher energy frequency. And they're in the frequency of love and joy. And that's why, in order to connect with the angels, we must raise our vibration and be loving and be joyful and have an open heart. And so my whole last 10 years has been magical thanks to the angels. And I've also led retreats with the angels. So I've taught classes in Phoenix, Arizona, as well as lots of classes online about the angels. And I've also taught destination retreats. Like the picture here is a picture of me teaching 3 years ago in Kauai, Hawaii, a nice retreat about the angels and fairies. This is a picture of a retreat that I taught, I think it was either 3 or 4 years ago, in Sedona, Arizona, about the angels and intuition. And then this is a picture of me on a private retreat with a small group of clients in Austria. I was flown by a client to Germany and Austria to do work with the angels and the fairies there. And I basically have been living my dream life ever since I started working with the angels. And I have so much to share with you today because I know that you are being called, and we're going to see if you resonate with these signs, but I know deep down that so many of you are being called to work with the angels, and you might not know how to do it. You might not know if you can trust that guidance. So I really hope that what I have to share with you today, I hope it really speaks to your heart. Sign number one that you are being called to work with the angels is that you want to help people in deep, meaningful ways. I'm guessing you're a giver, a helper, you love helping others. Probably you've been drawn to careers that involve helping other people. But if you're anything like I was, you might feel this nudge of you need to do more. Like there's something more that wants to come through you to help other people, even if you're already helping people, but you might have that calling of like, there's something deeper that you're meant to be delivering, whether it's even teachings or a book or healing work or whatever it is. So let me know in the chat box, do you relate to this? Do you want to help people in deep, meaningful ways? Maybe you want to help more people. Maybe you want to just go deeper in the ways that you help people. So that's the first sign. And here are a couple of thoughts on why 2020 is the year. Why 2020 is the year. Of course, many of us were not expecting that we would be hit with this pandemic and COVID, the coronavirus. Many of us weren't expecting it would be such an intense political year and such intense, natural things happening like wildfires and hurricanes galore and global warming. And I mean, I could go on and on with the list of what's been going on in 2020, but you know it already. So the point is, this looks like it's a bleak, scary year, right? And a lot of people are freaking out. A lot of people are in fear. And the angels want us to know that this is all very much in divine order. It's all perfect and it's all beautiful. There's beauty in the chaos. And sometimes things have to get really bad and kind of fall apart before they can come back together stronger. Like if you think of the phoenix bird, it's like just total fire, total ash, and then it rises up from the ashes as this gorgeous, colorful phoenix bird. So basically, we are in the midst of a revolution, and many of us are being called to take a lead, to be a leader, and to be part of this revolution. It's really like a revolution of love. It's a revolution that is bringing our planet to a higher vibration of love and joy and cooperation. And we're evolving big time, right? So the fear is getting shaken out of the way and love is rising up. But that's up to each of us to be a leader. And the angels are looking for people who can be a messenger for them. If you think about it, angels are energies of pure love, but they're also just energy. They don't have a voice. They can't write a blog article. They can't teach a class themselves by themselves. But they can work with humans like you to help other people, to write a blog, to teach a class, to lead a meditation. The angels want to help humanity to experience more love, more cooperation, more peace and comfort, especially during these wild changes that we're going through. There's so many people that are in fear or in turmoil, understandably so. And just imagine if they had the love of the angels to comfort them. So the angels need our help to step it up. And 2020 is their year. It's like no more holding back, no more playing small. So a mistake that you might be making is possibly pushing away this calling to help other people. And I really believe when we feel a calling to do something different, that's a soul calling. It's not just a wishful thought like, oh, I wish I could write a book, or I wish I could teach. I wish I could be a healer. It's like, no, that's actually your soul speaking to you, especially if it keeps coming over and over. Another mistake that you might be making, I know I've done this many times, is hiding, playing small, or staying stuck, not helping the people that you're meant to help. And there are actually people out there who are waiting for your help. And if you keep telling yourself that you're not good enough, or that you've got to kind of like put your nose to the grindstone and just keep working your 9 to 5 job even though you hate it, if you keep doing things like that and not sharing your gifts, then people are not getting the help that you're here to provide. And another mistake that you might be making is waiting for someday in the future, this sense of like, oh, I know I should be doing more to help other people, but I'll do it later. I'll do it once my kids are grown. I'll do it once, whatever. I'll do it, who knows when. But it's like, as you see, the time is right now, right? The time is right now. There really is no more time to waste. The planet needs your help right now. And here's another very common mistake, is waiting to see the entire picture before taking action. Does anybody do that? For some reason, I can't pull up my chat screen. I'm trying. Anyway, but it's all good. But anyway, do you ever feel that sense of like, well, you don't know exactly what you're meant to be doing. You get a few nudges or a few feelings, but you don't see the whole picture. So you're waiting to take action till you get a bigger, clearer picture of what you're meant to be doing. Actually, that is such a common mistake, and it's so faulty thinking, because the way our intuition works is that we receive an intuitive nudge and we receive like one little step. That step might be learn more about the angels. That step might be go to the coffee shop, have a conversation with a stranger. That step might be go online and look something up. That is the first step. Then once we take that step, the next step reveals itself. That's how intuition works. It's like one little puzzle piece at a time until there's a whole picture that's created from all the little pieces. But if we're always waiting to take any steps until we see the big picture, we'll be waiting forever. We'll be waiting forever. So that might be leading to a feeling for you of like being stuck, or procrastination, or a feeling of being unsettled because there's something you're supposed to be doing, but you're not sure what to do. The key is to follow those intuitive nudges and to take action, because the universe rewards action. And it's often when we're like living right on the edge of our comfort zone, when we're willing to take those leaps, those, the leap of faith, when we're willing to do that, that is when we go with the flow. That's when our life purpose opens up. And when we're really living the purpose that we're meant to live, is when we're like willing to take those leaps of faith. So that was side number one, is are you feeling called to help more people or to help people in deeper ways? What about side number two? Do you just feel called to the angels? Like you feel called to deepen your connection with the angels, whether that is through feeling them more clearly, or maybe it's even through getting to know them, like which angels are there and which archangel helps with what thing. So let me know in the chat box if you relate to that, if you feel like you really want to deepen your connection with the angels. And a mistake that you might be making is not taking action. Again, it goes back to action. Not taking action to deepen your connection with the angels, and not actually taking that seriously, that calling, not learning the skills you need. there are certain skills, intuitive skills, that are important for you to open up that connection with the angels. And it's not hard. It's not hard to communicate with the angels. It's just like a different language that it's important to learn if you don't know it already. You might be missing signs from the angels, possibly, or not taking them seriously. I know for me, when I just kind of go through life and I'm busy and rushing from one thing to the next, it's very easy for me to miss a sign, like a feather floating from the air, or a repeated number, or a sign in something that someone says. There's signs all around. Sometimes there's signs in song lyrics. Just yesterday, someone was writing to me telling me that they're excited about meeting their future partner. And right when I was reading their email, the song by Etta James, the song At Last, came on. And I was listening to Pandora. And so it was like this message for the person. But if I hadn't been open to that, I would have missed the message. It was like this message about finding your romantic partner at last. So the point is it's important to take this seriously, and it's important to like fine tune your skills of how to connect with the angels. So let me know if that speaks to you. Sign number 3 that you're being called to work with the angels is that you want to start a spiritual business. Or if you already have a spiritual business and you're wanting to add on skills and gifts of working with the angels. And for some of you, I'm guessing you want to start a spiritual business. And some of you, again, like I said, may already have one. And some of you might just feel like, oh, I don't know if I want a business. I just want to work with the angels. But the reason that this is important for us is that the angels actually want to help us to share our gifts in a financially fruitful way. In a financially fruitful way. In many spiritual conversations, money is kind of like poo-pooed, whereas money is actually fuel for your divine life purpose. So a couple mistakes that you might be making is maybe thinking that you can't have a spiritual business, or thinking that you're not qualified to be a healer or a spiritual teacher, or qualified to work with the angels. You are qualified just because you are alive and you are being called to work with the angels. Like, that's all the qualifications you need, as well as some skills. But I'm just saying, in terms of who you are as a person, your own life journey, your own trials and tribulations, and your own successes, that's all qualified you to be able to help other people. And another mistake you might be making is worrying that you won't make money as a spiritual teacher or healer, rather than taking action to learn how to make money sharing your gifts. It's actually very easy to make money when you know how to do it, and also when you have like basically strategy around it, as well as when you clear and heal inner money blocks so you can allow money to flow in. Most of us have a lot of subconscious blocks when it comes to money. So those are a few mistakes. Let me know in the chat box if you relate to those mistakes, if you feel like you'd like to have a spiritual business, but you're not qualified, or you think you can't, or you think like you can't leave your 9-to-5 job because you'll never replace your income. And the interesting thing is, if you are being called to have a spiritual business, if you are being called to be an entrepreneur, then the income is infinite. Whereas, when you're in a job, they tell you what your salary is or what your hourly pay is, and that's what you make, unless maybe you get a raise. When you are an entrepreneur, you set how much money you want to make, and the income potential is really unlimited. It's completely infinite. And there's so many possibilities for how you can easily replace your salary, as well as make even more than you've ever made in a 9-to-5 job. But again, like I would say most healers out there, they either don't talk about the money or they don't know how to make money. And then they end up being stuck in a job that they don't love, even though they've got all these healing gifts, because they haven't figured out the money piece. And I've noticed in my journey, like the money piece has been so important, because like I said, money is fuel for our divine life purpose. Money is the way we exchange energy on planet Earth. It's one of the main ways we exchange energy. And it's okay to make money in a spiritual way. It's absolutely okay. It's okay. And the angels encourage us to make money. So it's okay to want to be successful. It's okay to make money, and money is fuel for your life purpose. If that speaks to you, if you feel lit up by this idea of like, oh, I could help other people and I could support myself at the same time, then please share in the chat box. And also, I feel like this is another big part of the energies of 2020 is let's turn heart-centered work into the norm. The world is so ready for it, especially after this pandemic where more people are working from home, more people are working in non-traditional ways. Many people have lost their jobs and they're looking for something more meaningful. And I feel like we're all being called to do what brings us joy. So it's like, what if you could take all your gifts, your love of people, your love of helping others, and your healing gifts? What if you could take all of those things and turn it into not just a hobby, but actually a way to support yourself financially and be like bring blessings into your life as you're bringing blessings into others' lives. And this phrase came to me in meditation many years ago. It's have fun, help others, and heal the planet. And we're really rewiring this because in the past, I think many of us were taught that work has to be hard. It has to be a struggle. We have to work really hard to earn money, and you can't like earn money doing something you love. And so notice the first thing I said was have fun, help others, and heal the planet. We're meant to have fun and be joyful and love what we do in the world, whether it's our work or our what we do in our free time. We're meant to be joyful. That's part of our life purpose. So sign number 4 that the angels are calling you to work with them is that you have gifts. I've kind of alluded to that already, but that you have gifts, that maybe you are intuitive. Maybe you already know you're a healer. Maybe you see things in a different way than many people do. Maybe like just your everyday thoughts are different. Like maybe you might feel weird or different from your family or from many of your friends. Like you're the weird, wild, wacky one, and you are super intuitive. And so let me know. I'd love to hear in the chat box, like, what are your gifts? Are you a writer? Are you just, you're a feeler? You really have deep, deep empathy. Do you see angels? Do you see departed loved ones, basically dead people? Do you see, like, do you communicate with nature? Do you love herbs? Do you love flowers and flower essences? It's like, what are your passions? What are your gifts? And a mistake that you might be making is not developing your intuition and your gifts, not developing it. Just again, thinking, well, that's there, but I'll just let it stay where it is. But it's like, what if those gifts are meant to unfold in even bigger ways? I know for me, like I started out as a social worker, then I became a life coach. And when I found life coaching, I thought like, I have found my life purpose. I just loved life coaching. But life coaching was like this big opening for me that led me to get in touch with my intuition. And then that led me to become certified as a hypnotherapist. Then when I did hypnotherapy, I started opening up my ability to channel and communicate with the angels and lead guided meditations. Then I did a training for how to do intuitive readings and healing work with the angels. Then I did a training in Reiki, and I did, a training in NLP. So it was like, for me, it was just this process of slowly adding on one additional gift or skill and keep opening it all up until now I'm at the point where I share them all in many different ways. But I've realized for me, it's like my deepest passion is teaching. And I bring all of my gifts to the table in my teaching. So whatever the situation is for you, it's just really important to honor your gifts and to be of service. So a mistake you might be making is not being of service, just kind of keeping your gifts on the shelf, maybe even worrying about what others would think, and just kind of thinking it's easier to just kind of go along and pretend to be normal when you're really not normal. You're really super intuitive and gifted. And you might even be making the mistake of doubting yourself and doubting your intuition. And like I said, trying to fit in rather than shine. You are here to shine. You are not here to fit in. You are here to be a leader, to shine, to be bright, and to share lots of love. And there, again, there's so many people out there that you have helped already. I know that. And many more people that are literally waiting for you to help. And even just think for a moment about what challenges you've been through in your life. It's like, what challenges have you been through? And how did you get over those challenges? And it's like, what if you're meant to help other people through a really similar challenge as you've been through? And like a big struggle for me in my life was I always questioned my career, especially before I discovered this kind of work. I just didn't fit into any of the normal career boxes. So I became a social worker because I just wanted to help people. But I knew that wasn't the right career for me. But so a big struggle in my life was finding my life purpose. And now I love helping other people find their life purpose and connect with their own gifts. So think about that for you. It's like, what has been your biggest challenge and struggle? And what if you're being called to help other people get through that struggle? And what if you're being called to work with the angels to do that? What if the angels want to help you to help other people? Pretty cool. So still ahead, we have sign number 5 coming up, sign number 5, that you're meant to work with the angels. And also the sacred opportunity to become certified as an Archangel Activation Facilitator. I also have the bonus meditation to share with you, and we'll also do the drawing for the intuitive angel reading with Donna. And so I want to share with you a little bit about what's coming up for me. And part of the reason that I've been called to teach this webinar, this angel experience, is over the last couple of years, I've been guided by the angels to start teaching about sacred sexuality. And I know some of you have been seeing some of those new teachings I've been putting out there. And as I've been teaching about sacred sexuality, I've realized that I don't have as much time anymore to teach my own angel classes. So last year, the angels were telling me that I need to certify people to teach my angel classes because they have helped me create some really life-changing classes and guided meditations that have helped hundreds and hundreds of people. And it's like, talk about keeping your gifts on a shelf. The angels were like, hey, we can't just leave these classes on a shelf when they could be helping people. So this whole idea came to me thanks to the angels to certify people to teach my angel classes. I've already created the content. So I'm looking for people who are caring, who want to help people, who have big hearts, like a big, big mission of making a difference in the world. People who are action takers, who literally want to not be on the sidelines anymore and who want to actually kind of like be in the game of helping people, even if it means feeling vulnerable, even if it means having to call on your courage and confidence, but just really wanting to take action. I'm looking for people who are very spiritual, very, very open spiritually, and who are also very grounded, kind of like they walk on planet Earth and, kind of like grounded enough to relate to people's everyday struggles, because that's part of what the angels love helping us with, is just getting through our everyday struggles, whether it's like finding a parking spot. The angels love helping us find a parking spot, or whether it's improving our health or finding our soulmate, or if it's like having a successful business. The angels love helping us because their mission is to bring peace and love and joy to the planet. And they do that by helping us to be peaceful and loving and joyful. And it's important, like even the struggles you've been through in your life, more than likely you've been through those struggles for your own soul growth, but also to help you to help other people. So I'm looking for people, of course, who are called to work with the angels, who want to make a bigger difference in the world, and who want to make money in a meaningful way. Money is not a 4-letter word. It's not a bad word, but we can make money in really like ethical ways, and we can make money in integrity and allow money to nourish us as we help others, because the more money that we receive, the more people that we can help. So the sacred opportunity that I want to share with you is to teach my most popular and successful angel classes. They're called the Archangel Activations for Purpose, Passion, and Prosperity, formerly called the Angel Meditation Club. I know some of you have been with me in my angel classes for a while, so some of you might remember the Angel Meditation Club that I taught years ago. That program got a makeover and is now called the Archangel Activations. And basically, there's a set of 12 angel classes, all different archangels, all different topics. And then there are 12 angelic healing guided meditations that go with each of the classes. And I'm looking for people who are interested in teaching about the angels, whether that is teaching online, which is a good option for right now, or whether it's teaching in person in large groups or even small intimate groups, or whether it's leading destination retreats. I also am looking for people who are interested in taking the angel teachings and literally teaching them in places like Hawaii or Sedona, Arizona, or abroad, or wherever your heart would call you to do that, and or to work with clients one-on-one. So does this light you up at all? Does this sound like you, that you might be interested in helping other people with the angels, whether it's in one-on-one healing sessions, kind of like life coaching sessions with the angels, and or through teaching? And I've had a lot of people tell me that they're feeling called to work with the angels, but maybe they're not sure if they're qualified to be a teacher or qualified to do this. And so I've made it super easy for you. Basically, I'm giving you everything that you could possibly need in order to be successful teaching the angel classes and working with clients one-on-one. So I'm going to take you over to this webpage, and Donna's going to pop it in the chat box for you too. It's CourtneyFayLong.com/AAFP. I am inviting you, I'm giving you the sacred opportunity to become a certified Archangel Activation Facilitator. And hold on, I'm going to stop my share just for a second so I can pull this up. Oh, I can finally see the chat box. Awesome. Woohoo. Awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. Let me just see what you're all saying before I continue. Okay, well, lots of yeses, right? Lots of relating to the things I was asking. Yep. Okay, perfect. Let me pull up this website for you. I'm just going to show you a couple of things on the webpage, and then I'll let you go over it later. But now, for now, I just want to really highlight that I'm inviting you, as I share about this, just to notice how you feel. Because your angels are talking to you, your intuition is like speaking through you. And sometimes our intuition speaks to us through joy and excitement. So if you get joyful and excited to think about this opportunity, that's a good sign. If you also feel a little afraid, like you're like, oh my God, that freaks me out, the thought of teaching other people or the thought of having a spiritual business, but you also feel like you're kind of meant to do it, but you're afraid, that's also a really good sign. If you feel absolutely nothing, then maybe this opportunity isn't for you, but you should feel something, even if it's like if it's meant to be for you, you should feel something, even if it's like fear or joy or whatnot. So basically, I would love to certify you to teach my angel classes. And just imagine being able to teach other people how to connect with the angels, which means you get to learn, first of all, for yourself, how to connect more deeply with the angels. And imagine that you could actually help other people with some really important topics in their life. So learning how to connect with the angels, helping people to get out of challenge and turmoil and struggle, helping people to like feel more, how do I say, like feel happier on a daily basis, experience more love in their life, improve their health, live their life purpose. So basically, in the certification, it's a really comprehensive certification where you get to teach the angel classes, like I said, either online, in person, or as a destination retreat. I teach you how to do all three of those ways: how to teach online, how to teach in person, how to teach as a destination retreat. And you also get certified to lead my angelic healing guided meditations, which is really, really beautiful, because basically the angelic healing guided meditations are a combination of hypnotherapy techniques as well as angel energy healing. and you get to basically facilitate them. I give you word for word scripts of all of the meditations that I've channeled, and they've been all these beautiful divine downloads from the angels. I give you word for word written scripts that you can literally read in a class or with a one-on-one client. And I teach you the skills that you need for how to facilitate them as well. So I'm not going to read this all word for word, but I want to highlight just a couple of things for you. Is here are the meditation and class topics. I mentioned there's 12 different topics that you would be certified to share with others. So for example, activate abundance with Archangel Ariel. Activate romance and love with Archangel Shamuel. If you've ever had any challenges in romance and love, Archangel Shamuel can help you in so many ways with that and help you to help others. Activate money flow with Maslachor, the money angel. Activate your confidence with Archangel Michael. Activate your life purpose with Archangel Uriel, and so on. And basically, you would get to know all 12 of these angelic beings. And there's 10 archangels, plus there's Maslachor, the money angel. He's pretty much the soul or higher self of money. And then also you'd get to know the fairies, if you're interested in the fairies, the nature angels, and learning how to share about these beautiful energies with others. And each of the Archangel activation classes has class content as well as beautiful techniques. They're activation techniques that are more or less energy exercises that help people on a daily basis, as well as tips for how to connect with each of the archangels, as well as a guided meditation, like I said. And the meditations are really where a lot of the magic and healing happen for people. There's such an energy clearing experience. And like I said, they work at the subconscious level with hypnotherapy techniques. And most of our blocks are subconscious blocks. And the subconscious mind accounts for 85 to 90% of our mind. So most of us are walking around with like all of these subconscious blocks that are hidden under the surface, and we don't even realize they're there. And that's why when people do these angelic healing guided meditations with a combination of clearing subconscious blocks as well as the angel energy healing, it's just like incredible healing. It's like mind blowing what happens for people. And I'd love to hear from some of you in the chat box if you have experienced guided meditations with me. We just did a mini short one at the beginning, but I mean, if you've ever done a deep dive meditation with me, like one of the 30 to 40-minute ones, let us know in the chat box how that was for you and if you felt lighter from it. Okay, so basically the certification, it starts on 11/11, very purposefully and intentionally. It starts on November 11th with a live kickoff class on Zoom. It's all online, so it's all accessible wherever you are in the world and whenever you can work on it. And the certification involves learning the student curriculum that you'll be teaching, as well as there are 9 facilitator training classes. And this is literally the most comprehensive certification I have ever seen in my life. And I say that having had a lot of certifications myself, having taken a lot myself. So most certification programs out there teach you a skill, and then they just hope that you can share that skill successfully on your own. But what I realized is there's something missing from a lot of certification programs. They don't teach you how to actually successfully share the skill in the world. They don't teach you how to find clients, where to find clients, how to have a successful spiritual business. They don't teach you how to make money. They don't teach you how to market. And so I've put like all of this business background that I have. I've done such extensive marketing trainings too. I think I've invested 3 years of my life, as well as more, but like 3 full years in study of how to market successfully and how to make money successfully in a spiritual business. So I share with you like all the gems of wisdom, the most important gems of wisdom that I possibly can. I put it into these facilitator training classes. So you learn all about the angels, but you also learn how to teach. Like, what if you're new to teaching? You can still be successful. Or even if you're a seasoned teacher, you can be successful. You also learn where to find clients. You also learn how to work with clients one-on-one, a whole format for one-on-one healing sessions. You learn how to facilitate the guided meditations, how to make money with intense and insightful strategy around how to be successful making money in a spiritual business. You learn all about marketing, and I also give you literally like tons of done for you marketing materials. I give you social media posts. I give you emails to send to people. I give you flyers and logos, and like literally it's so extensive. There's been people who have gone through this certification who have said the marketing materials alone are worth the cost of the certification. And so I'm giving you like as much as I possibly can because I want you to be successful, and I truly care about helping people, and I truly care about the angels and their messages getting out there to as many people as possible. So I'm like, I've got it. Why don't I just share it with you? And anyway, and so on. So basically, let me see if there's anything else I want to highlight on here. I think I highlighted a lot of it. But you can see there's lots of testimonials on this page from our happy clients, our happy facilitators who were really impressed with the certification. And let me talk a little bit about the investment, the energy exchange. And I'm happy to say, before I even share the pricing, that 100% of our past participants have said that the investment was well worth it. So that's pretty impressive, I must say. Anyway, so I'm going to share with you basically, if you are lit up by this opportunity, what is the investment? What's the energy exchange? And normally for this certification, I would charge $4,997, like around $5,000. That's how extensive the certification is. However, I want to honor you, and I'm really honoring the current climate and situation with the pandemic and the craziness in the world. And so I want to make it easier for you. So the investment is 2,444, special angel number 2,444. That's if you do the payment plan. And that would be payable with basically 5 payments. You would pay $488 now, and then 4 additional monthly payments of $488 for a total of 2,444. And when you really feel inspired to take action, if you pay in full, if you pay for it all up front, you can save almost $500. Your total price would be $1,997, like right around $2,000. $1,997 if you pay in full all at once. And it's a really good investment because first of all, you're investing in your own life purpose and your own spiritual growth. And I feel like investing in ourselves is so important. I know I've had to do it many times to be successful, and it's helped me to grow and expand. It's helped me personally as well as professionally. So just investing in yourself, investing in your life purpose is super important, as well as it's almost like an investment in the people that you're meant to help in the world. Because when you learn these skills of how to work with the angels, you can help people with the skills. So that's a beautiful investment. And the nice thing is that you can make your money back very easily. After you get certified, within 1 to 2 months of teaching, actively teaching your archangel activations, you can easily make the money back. And I'm going to show you. Let me hop back to my PowerPoint, and then I'm going to check the chat box. Okay, here we go. I just want to kind of illustrate this because I think it really helps to see it visually. So oh, wait a minute. You can't see my screen. I apologize. I started looking at the PowerPoint on my own, but you weren't there with me. Okay, here we go. Okay. Technical error on my part. User error. Okay, how can you make money as a facilitator? Like I said, it's a series of 12 classes and meditations that you would be certified to teach. You are welcome to sell them, to offer them to people as a whole package. That's what I've done in the past. I've offered 1 class a month for a series of 12. So I've done it as a year-long program. Or you can also offer 1 class a week and teach the 12 classes over the course of 12 weeks or 3 months, basically. So let's say you're going to teach the whole series, but you're also welcome to just teach 1 class at a time too. You don't have to do it as a series, but let's say you're going to do it as a series. Let's say you do a very affordable price. You charge $333 for the whole series of 12 classes and meditations, which breaks down to $28 a class. Super affordable. All you would need are 8 people paying $333 each to then receive $2,664. And that would cover your whole certification cost and then some. And after that, the rest is pure profit, because in the certification, after you're done with the certification, you don't ever have to pay me money. You don't have to pay me royalties or percentages or whatnot. Like, the money you make is for you. I want you to be successful. Also, the other option is, let's say you wanted to charge a little bit higher of a price. Let's say you wanted to charge $997 for the series of 12 classes, which this is a very common price out there, especially with online learning. A lot of people charge $997 for a class of this length. Some people charge that for a class that's like a third of this length. But anyway, let's say you charge $997, you would only need 3 people to sign up for the whole series to then receive $2,991. Sorry, I'm so excited. I sometimes trip over my words. So I just wanted to illustrate this because we're not talking about like thousands of people here. Like, can you imagine 3 people in your life right now? 3 people who might be interested in learning about the angels, or maybe 8 people who might be interested. And like I said too, you're welcome to teach online if you want. Zoom is a great way. Like, we're using Zoom right now. Zoom is a wonderful platform. It's very affordable, super, super affordable. So the expenses to teach are really low. It's like, if you're teaching in person, you'd have room rent, which can range anywhere between like $30 to $150 or more, depending on what kind of room you rent. But the places I've usually gone to have been anywhere between like $65 to $75 for a 2-hour workshop. So your expenses are low. Then you might have a little bit of marketing expenses, and then maybe printing of student handouts if you're teaching in person. And I break this all down for you in the certification. So you don't need to worry about this now. I just want to point out, there's not a lot of expenses. So your profit margin is high. It's like most of the money that you would be charging for your certificate or for your classes would be coming to you. And I also lay out in the certification program how you could literally make $100,000 a year teaching these, or $200,000 a year teaching the Archangel activations, or even more. The sky is the limit. So if you are feeling called and you're excited, or you're scared, or you're like, oh my God, I feel so uncomfortable right now, then this is your sign. Be with those feelings. And I'm going to invite you to apply. The first step of this is to apply. You don't have to commit to anything right now. You just simply fill out an application so I can know if you're a good fit for the program. And my team and I will review your application. And if we feel like you're a good fit, we're going to invite you into the certification. If you want to talk with us, if you have questions, you want to talk on the phone, we can do that. If you just know right away, you want to sign up right away, then you can absolutely do that. And I want to throw in like a little extra bonus for you. If you and a friend both want to do this together, and you both apply and you both sign up for the program, and then I am going to throw in for you a bonus angel reading with me. A bonus angel reading with me for each of you, or you could do it together if you want. You could like come together to meet with me on Zoom. And I don't do private angel readings anymore. So this is totally inspired in the moment. I'm sharing this with you, is if you do feel called to it and you want to bring a friend and you want to experience the certification together, I would love to do a reading with you and tune into like, who are you being guided to help, and what can your spiritual business look like, and how can this be successful for you, or whatever questions you want to ask. It's totally up to you. And the certification is limited to 25 people. And there are live Q&A classes on Zoom where you can interact with me and ask me questions, as well as video classes that you can watch on your own at your own convenience. And it's designed around a busy schedule. So it would only take around like 2 to 3 hours a week for you to complete this certification between November and through February. So I've given you like almost 4 months to be in the program at a very leisurely pace. If you are on fire and excited, you can complete the certification very quickly, like literally within a month. You could watch all of the classes or even less and get certified much sooner. So it's kind of up to you, but I suggest going at a leisurely pace so it can kind of work around your normal schedule. Okay, let me hop in the chat box and see if anybody has any questions. And we're still going to hop back over to sign number 5 too. Thank you all so much for sharing too. Let's see. Yep. Okay, and yeah, good question. Oh, I'm glad Mindy asked a couple questions I want to highlight. Let's see. Yep. Okay, perfect. So Mindy is asking, she said, this is such a good question. Many people can just go onto YouTube to play a meditation or an app. That is absolutely true. And this is like a common, kind of like a common objection that I feel like is another, how do I say, another mistake that a lot of healers and spiritual teachers make is when we think, well, you know, my gifts aren't needed because other people are teaching this kind of stuff, or I can't charge money for it because people are giving it for free. There is a lot of free stuff out there. And if you are serious about sharing about the angels in this more of a professional way, I suggest that you put free stuff out there in the world too. I suggest that you have free things on YouTube, or you have free, um, you know, blog articles or emails or knowledge that you share with others. And I suggest that you also have a paid version too, because people can only go so far with a free meditation on YouTube. Whereas when they work with you more closely in a class and they get to interact with you live, and they get to ask questions about the angels, they get to do a deep dive meditation, that is such a valuable experience. And one thing that we have to remember is money is energy. Money is energy, and people are not paying for a class. They're paying for the transformation that they get because of the class. They're paying for the transformation they get because of the class. And this is some of the stuff I share in the certification, is how to do this, like how to feel comfortable making money, but also how to share with your clients in a way that helps them to invest in themselves if that's for their highest good. It's always up to, you know, each person's free will choice, but there are so many people who are hurting out there, and so many people who are ready for help, and like would just so willingly step into a container of classes with you to really experience the love and healing of the angels. And so, yeah, I would suggest having some free stuff as well as some paid things as well. And just really being able to help as many people as possible. Yep. Yep. And Mindy says true. That's why I wasn't sure if it was just a meditation, but it's not. It's a knowledge of angels class. Exactly. Yep. The classes go into who is each of the archangels. Like, let's say Archangel Jophiel, the angel of joy and beauty and positivity. So the archangel activation class goes into who is Jophiel? How do you connect with her? How do you know when she's around? And it goes into skills, like you would be teaching people skills of how to connect with the angels, as well as you'd be sharing specific messages from that angel. And you'd also be sharing activation techniques, specific exercises that people can do to connect with the angel, as well as the topic. Because it's not just about the angels. It's like this program is also about 12 topics that are common to everybody, like joy, health, romance, money, like topics that really impact people's lives. And there's a guided meditation that you guide people through. So there's a lot. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. And then to pay upfront, exactly. The price to pay upfront is $19.97. So around $2,000, $19.97. Yep. Absolutely. And Kathy said, I was just thinking of that. I'm almost willing to pay so I can connect to the angels. Exactly. And it's like, this is where too, I feel like as spiritual people, we've got to remember that money is not evil. Money is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing that is there to support us. And people tend, like the people that you would help, they would feel liberated and feel almost like uplifted by investing in themselves. Like, have you ever paid for an angel class? I'm guessing most of you have paid for like an angel class or a healing class of some sort. Like, doesn't it feel good when you invest in yourself, when you say, I want to take this class and I'm going to pay this money for this class? Like, isn't it a good feeling that you're directing your money energy towards something that's important to you, and you get beautiful results from it? And I definitely suggest, if for those of you who are like really thinking about this or feeling into it, I really suggest you look over that web page. Donna posted the link in the chat box. Look over the testimonials of our other facilitators who have gone through the program. There's also testimonials on there from people who have just taken the student curriculum too. And that's really beautiful too, because this program has created miracles in people's lives. Just the student curriculum, the students who have gone through the archangel activations, so many of them say that they feel more peaceful than they've ever felt. They feel happier. They know how to connect with the angels now. A lot of them like have experienced shifts in their health or their romantic life, like they've opened their heart. There's so many wonderful things. So it's like, if you're really being guided to help people, I would say this is one of the most effective ways to do that. And like I said, the things that I find are most helpful are the meditations. The teachings are super impactful. The angels are super impactful. And the meditations mean the most because that's when people get to have an up close healing experience with the angels and clearing those subconscious blocks. So, okay, let me go back to the sign number 5. Sign number 5, that the angels are calling you to work with them, whether it's through my certification or in other ways. Sign number 5 is that you are joyful and loving. Do you feel joy in your heart? Are you loving? Do you feel like you're a pretty happy person and you just love maybe like helping others to be happy? Do you feel lighthearted? Again, the angels are in the higher dimensions, the higher vibrations of joy and love, right? So when you are joyful and loving, it's much easier to connect with the angels. And a mistake that you might be making is a very common one. I do this too, is being affected by the fear vibe. I call it the fear vibe. It's that in society, the dominant vibration is fear, as well as, I'm seeing it more and more, as well as manipulation, corruption, greed, abuse, power struggle, all of that kind of stuff. But we'll just call it fear. So in society, unfortunately, there's this pervasive fear that's lingering at all times. And it's this fear that things are not okay. You know, the sky is falling, things are getting worse, and life sucks, and it's terrible. And we're sensitive, empathic people. So it can be very easy to be brought down by that fear vibe and to become fearful ourselves, or to even sink into the vibes of lack. Because, like, we're talking about money, for example, lack and like lack thinking there's not enough money, or thinking like we can't afford something. That is a vibration. It's a vibration of limitation. And that's not where the angels reside. The angels reside in the high vibrations of love and joy, as well as abundance, which is, it's really been striking to me, because I never would have guessed that the more I worked with angels, the more comfortable I would feel with the topic of money. But that is because the angels are that energy of abundance. They are the energy of love and expansion. And this is all about honoring that energy and like really not limiting ourselves. So it's like, for example, if you feel like you want to help other people, but you're limiting yourself by saying like, oh, I can't afford to do the certification, even though I want to, or I can't afford to, do this other training I want to, whatever the training is that you want to do. If you say you can't afford it, you are limiting yourself. You're basically saying an affirmation to the universe, like, I just can't do this. And then that becomes your reality. Whereas when you call on the angels, they're going to want you to be more expansive and more open. And the angels would invite us to say, how can I afford this? How can I make this work? See how much lighter that feels? Not being in limitation or fear, but being in the possibilities. How can I afford this? How can I come up with money in creative ways? How can I maybe ask a family member to sponsor me? Or how can I do this and this and this? So the idea is that we've got to stay in the vibration of who we are. We are love, we are joy, and we can't be pulled down by the negativity of society or even the negativity of our loved ones. If you have loved ones who tend to be negative, we've got to stay as much as possible in the vibration of love. And another mistake you might be making is not recognizing that you are a gift. You yourself are a precious gift, and your joy is a precious gift. Your love is a precious gift that's meant to be shared. A lot of us feel like, oh, we have to, jump through hoops and have all these fancy gifts in order to help people. And it's just not true. It's like, if you've got a big heart and you want to help other people, you're qualified. That's it. And the world needs joy and love more than ever. Do you agree with that? It's like, this is our time, light workers. It's like, this is the time that we've come for. We've come to the planet to help. And it's more obvious than ever. Now more than ever, it's more obvious that it's like the planet is in need of transformation. And I also feel like the other factor in this is our angels want to help us, and people are opening up like by leaps and bounds. People are totally opening up and ready for transformation. More people than ever talk about energy, talk about angels. And I always found too, I always was nervous to share about angels publicly because I thought, oh my God, people are going to think I'm crazy. But I have had more people come up to me and be comfortable talking about angels than I could have ever imagined. Like I said, my workshop attendance tripled. The number of people coming to my classes tripled when I started teaching about angels versus when I was teaching about normal things. So like the weirder, the better, because people are ready for this, and the angels are ready to connect with us more clearly too. The veil is thinning. So I'm going to share a couple more thoughts, but I want to give you all your bonus gift. Thank you for hanging in there. So here is your bonus gift. It's called Connect with the Angels Guided Meditation. And this is one of my angelic healing guided meditations, but I think it's around 20 minutes or so. And it's a great way for you to get clarity, to feel peaceful, to connect with your angels. And there is the download link. Donna's posting it in the chat box too. Thank you, Donna. And also, this is a great meditation to do to stay out of the fear vibe and in the love vibe. So I would recommend checking it out and maybe even listening to it like regularly right now. That could be really helpful. And just, we're going to do the drawing for the winner of the angel reading in just a moment. It's coming up in just a second, but I want to kind of tune in because I feel like the angels have a couple more things to say. They're literally saying this is a message for all of us, is for us to stop getting in our own way. Stop getting in our own way. Life is meant to be easier, more joyful, more fruitful, more magical, more abundant. But many of us, we get in our own way by thinking it has to be hard, or like I said, being stuck in that fear vibe. And someone who actually did the certification, she was talking just about the student classes of the archangel activations. She said that by connecting with the angels and doing the meditations, that she felt more joy and love every day. And she's someone who tends to experience depression. So it was like the angels and the meditations lifted her out of depression into love and joy. And she's a very joyful person. So it's pretty exciting. So it's like, how can we just be out of our own way? So angels, how do you suggest, let me just ask them, how do they suggest that we stay out of our own way? They say through being joyful. By being joyful, by doing the things that we love, by having fun, by being there for our loved ones, but also being there for ourselves with our own self-care is really important too. And they're just saying, like, really listen to those nudges. If you are being called to work with the angels, it's time to take action. It's almost like a soldier being ready for battle. It's like we are the soldier, not that we're necessarily in battle, but in some ways we kind of are. That's just my thought. It's kind of like this battle of, like love and fear in a way. So the idea is like, it's your time. Whatever your calling is, whatever your gifts are asking you to do, whether that's to work with the angels, whether that is to be a writer, an author, whether that is to work with kids, whatever your calling is, it is time. The time is now. So let's do the drawing of the private intuitive angel reading. I'm going to hop back to our other screen. Okay, I'm going to ask whoever gets to the chat box first, please choose a number between 1 and 17. Choose a number between 1 and 17. Okay, all right, Vicky did number 5. And then Donna is going to go from her view to the 5th person on the list of participants. Hold on, I can't hear, we can't hear you yet. There you go. Wait, I still can't hear you. That's strange. You're not muted though.
There we go.
There we
Sorry
go.
about
Okay,
that.
thank you.
That would be, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm not sure I'm going to get this right. Ibsiam. Ibtisam Nayed.
Ibtisam, yes.
Yes, I'm sorry if I
Hello.
totally hacked
Awesome.
that.
Hi. Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
So
Thank you.
she's our winner.
Yay,
Oh my
awesome. So
God.
Ibtisam,
Thank
yay, that's
you.
so beautiful. So you've won a private reading with Donna.
Oh my goodness.
Yay.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're so welcome. I'm so happy. I love how that worked so magically. And two, while we're talking about Donna for a moment, and a separate note, everybody, Donna is, like I said, she's my client care specialist and intuitive team member. And Donna is going to be really involved in our daily dose of the angels and fairies Facebook group. Anybody in that group already? I think some of you are in there. And Donna is posting a weekly angel reading in that group, a group video reading that you'll see every week on Mondays. She's also hosting coffee with the angels on Wednesdays in the group, which is a time where you can interact with her and the angels. And then she's also starting to share some of my angel classes that you can also check out too. And so she's amazing. You'll love her. And Donna, do you want to say anything?
No, I'm just glad to be part of the community, and I've been on my own journey for 20 years, and I just finally feel like I'm connecting. And since working with Courtney, I've developed the courage and to just get out there and work with the angels. I've worked with them for many years, but I came out of the angel closet, I guess I could say.
That's it.
So I'll be around, and I look forward to connecting with you all more in the future.
Awesome. So happy that you're here, Donna. Donna's been such an angel in my life and my business. I can't even tell you all. So I'm just so excited for you all to get to know her more too. Yay. Okay, let me go back to my PowerPoint. Okay, so we drew our winner. And then there's the link again if you are interested. If you have any questions about the certification, let's say you're maybe interested, but you're not sure, you can also email me, and I'll probably tell you my previous email address because it's easier to remember. It's Courtney@CourtneyLongAngels.com. Email me and let me know what questions you have, and then also apply. It's limited to 25 spots. So I highly suggest, if you are excited, go ahead and apply right away. And then we can talk if you want to talk, or I'll share more information with you. But just fill out the application if you're feeling inspired to do so, even if you're scared. And then, oh, wait a minute. I've got to find, I'm looking for a link. Hold on one second. These are a few pictures. I'm trying to find my link, but I have the slides in the wrong order. So these are a few pictures of my Sedona retreat from a few years back, leading guided meditation in the Red Rock Mountains, leading a journaling exercise in the Red Rock Mountains. So another thing that this certification gives you is all that you'll need to know about how to host a retreat, which is incredible. It's from my own experience of hosting destination retreats. These are pictures from Hawaii, leading a hike through the woods in Hawaii, swimming by a waterfall, working with the angels and fairies, and so on. This is a ceremony that we did on the beach. This was a spa day that we had with the angels and fairies. It's pretty exciting. Okay, this is the slide I wanted to get to. This one is, if you're not in the Facebook group already, here is the link. It's facebook.com/groups/daily dose angels fairies. And I'd love to connect with you there in that Facebook group. And now I want to see what questions you have, whether it's anything about what we covered today, the 5 signs, questions about the certification, any questions about the angels, just please share your questions. And you are welcome to unmute yourself and share verbally, or you can also hop into the chat box and share there. Awesome. No, it's gone by so quickly. It always does when working with the angels. Does anybody have any questions?
Courtney?
Yeah.
Mindy did ask, is there a deadline to get in?
Yes, good question. The certification starts on November 11th, on Wednesday, November 11th. And the deadline to apply is Sunday, November 8th. Sunday, November 8th. And the sooner the better, because the spaces are limited by all means. But yeah, that's basically the deadline. Good question.
And Aaron asked, is all the material online or is it printed too?
Good question. Really good question. It's all online and you can print it yourself if you want to. And there's handouts. There's even handouts that you can give to your participants. And there's one handout for each of the archangels. And those ones I recommend printing out for yourself for sure. And then if you're going to teach in person, I recommend having them printed out for the participants. That's really good. But if you're teaching online, just share them as a PDF file and then people can print them on their own. So that's a really good question, because you get a lot of materials in the certification. You get meditation scripts, you get class agendas and outlines, and there's so much material. So you'll definitely want to print some of it out and even keep a little notebook for yourself of tools that you'll basically have for your teaching. And I've basically set it up where it's like, if you have an open heart and you're willing to teach, you have everything you need there. Even if you literally read word for word during class. I don't recommend you read word for word, like you'd get more comfortable with it over time, but like you would have your notes right there if you ever forgot what you're supposed to be saying, which is nice. Yeah. Any other
And then
questions?
Kathy did ask, would we only work independently in the course?
Good question. So you would work mostly independently. And I'm guessing by what you're saying by that is like, is it more self-study? Is that right? So basically you'd work mostly independently, and then we have 5 live classes where we come together for time together and Q&A and working through things. Like, let's say you hit up against a block or a challenge, or you're wondering, well, who's my ideal client? Who am I supposed to help with the archangel activations? That kind of stuff we work through together. And then we make the program as accountable, like, how do I say, as interactive as possible. And we have had people who have said they don't usually like online learning, but they found this to be very interactive, very engaging, and very hands-on, especially for online learning. And so, but we do build in accountability wherever possible in the program. So for example, you could buddy up with someone if you want in the program, and you guys could even have your own meetings every week, or check in over Messenger or texting every week. Or I mean, I would recommend checking in on the phone if you have time for it, and just be like, okay, where are you in the class content? Let's talk it through. So there's different ways we can build in some accountability if you want some more interaction. Yeah, good question. Yep, absolutely. Yep, good question. But also, once certified. So Kathy's asking, once certified, is it our own business? Absolutely, it's totally your own business. The only requirements that I have are that somewhere on your bio, or if you have a website, somewhere that you list that you're a certified archangel activation facilitator with the little rights reserved symbol. You don't have to list it every single place, but just somewhere that people can see, like, you are certified and you have the kind of like the, how do I say it, the good standing of the certification kind of thing. So that's the only requirement that I ask for. And then otherwise you can take the teachings and you can even make them your own. You can totally modify them. Just take the bits and pieces that you love. Like, we had one person that went through the certification who she's really into astrology. So she's blending her love of angels with astrology and calling her teaching something very different than the archangel activation. So you don't have to even call them the same thing, which is pretty cool, because I think it's important for us all to honor our creativity and honor our own gifts and the ways that we're guided to share things. And so I give you lots and lots of freedom with it, for sure. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And then there is, oh, I forgot to mention too, there is a Facilitator Facebook page too. There is a group page, and that's a nice place to interact with everybody and ask questions, because I'm all about you getting your questions answered. So it's like, if you weren't getting your questions answered within the time of our live Q&A, then I will answer your questions in other ways. I'll do like little videos, Facebook Lives in that Facebook group, or I'll add on Q&A if we need to. It's like, we'll just kind of go with the flow, but I'm here to support you, and my lovely team is here to support you too. So any questions that pop up for you, you will get answered for sure. Oh my gosh, I love it. Kathy asks, is there a specific angel to ask for a sign if this is the direction to go? That is such a good question. That's brilliant. And let me kind of tune in to that. I feel like what's coming to me is to ask your guardian angels if it's a good direction to go. And you could also ask Archangel Michael. That was the first thing that came to me, was ask Archangel Michael. But I feel like either ask Michael or ask your guardian angels. And then I think that's such a good idea too, is to just ask if you're like, is this for my highest good that I do this certification? And just first of all, notice how your body feels. That's your first and foremost barometer for your intuition, is notice how you feel about this in your body. Notice how you feel in the next few hours as you're thinking about it. You might get mad at me. You might be like, that Courtney Fay Long, blah, blah, blah. That might be a sign too. If you feel something passionate, whether it's negative or positive, that might be a sign. So notice your feelings about this. Notice also any external signs that come. So I would put that out there, just like you're saying, just be like, angels, is this for my highest good that I do the certification? And then give it a day and see what signs come. You might see an angel feather. You might hear someone else talk about the angels that you've never heard talk about the angels before. You might, who knows what, you might like walk into your bedroom and like see, oh, that's right, I have a picture of the angels in there. Like things might stand out to you. So I usually, for myself personally, if I'm trying to make a big decision, I usually look for things in groups of 3. So I would look for 3 different signs. That's my little piece of advice. Yeah. Good question. I love it. Mindy says, I'm signing up. If anyone is interested in working with me, awesome. I have Shamuel. Yep. And Shamuel is a great angel to call in too for asking, is this the right opportunity? Because Shamuel helps us connect with the right opportunities and helps us have an open heart too. I love it. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Mindy. Yeah. Absolutely. But that's the thing too. I would invite all of you to just tune into your intuition, and you will know if this is for you. You'll know. And if you're not sure, if you're like, I just don't know, I'm really not sure, then I would say apply, and then we can talk it through. Once you apply, you're not obligated to anything. You're literally filling out an application. Once you get approved, once your application is approved, then I'm going to tell you the next steps for how to do your payment and how to get registered and all that stuff. That's your commitment. That's when you're like, yes, I'm absolutely in. But to apply, it's like no strings attached whatsoever. And also too, I should mention this too, there is a peace of mind policy that you'll see it on the website. There's a peace of mind policy that if you sign up for this, you're a total yes, and you check out your first class, you have, I think it's 3 days to do that. You have 3 days to check out your first class. And if for whatever reason you're like, this just doesn't resonate with me, you can get a full refund, like literally full refund, because I only want you to do this if you're happy with it. Like I don't want you to sign up for something you're not happy with. So I want to make sure you're happy. And with that said, if you're thinking about it and you also just want to see a sample of one of the classes, I'm happy to share that with you too. Dawn and I can set that up where you get a sample to check out one of the student classes. Like let's say Archangel Michael, activate your confidence with Archangel Michael. If you just want to check out what you would be teaching, of course, like please feel free to do that. So just email us and let us know if you want that. Or you can even type in the chat box right now if you're like, yes, sample, please. Okay, perfect. Oh, Mindy said, I love it. Mindy said, I can't do the gut feeling. I believe I have leaky gut, but that was just a joke. I love it. Mindy's a really amazing comedian. So awesome. Okay, perfect. So Kathy's asking for a sample. Any other questions from anybody? How are you feeling? Do you feel good? Yep. Awesome. Let me just see if the angels have any other messages for us before we wrap up. Yeah, they're literally saying, it's so sweet. They're saying like, go in peace and love and fulfill your purpose. Like do what you're meant to do because you have gifts inside and there's people to help and your help is needed now more than ever. And they're reminding us we're also meant to have fun as we're helping other people too. So it's like, just listen to that inner stirring in your heart about what is your next step for your life purpose, whether it's this, whether it's something else. Like, really, really trust and honor your intuitive guidance, because it's like, we have no more time to waste. Yep. And Mindy says, leap of faith, just don't trip. Or get out your angel wings, right? Leap of faith and you can fly through it. Awesome. Oh, good. Thank you, Donna. And Donna says, if you'd like the sample, please contact her and she put her email address in there. It's donna@courtneyfaylong.com. Thank you. Awesome. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy working with the angels. I hope you've had fun today, and remember that they are with you and they love you and they want to help you with all things big and small. And they also want to help you to help others. So lots of love. Thank you for your time and energy and love, and I will be in touch. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.